You're watching Betting the Breeders' Cup, presented by FanDuel. Hey, let's make some money. Lots of great racing action this weekend for the 39th edition of the Breeders' Cup. We'll take a look at the Maker's Mark Filly and Mare Turf. Morning line odds presented by FanDuel. Euros, especially in the last 6 runnings, have been dominant. Nashua installed as your 5-2 morning line favorite. A mile and 3/16. They will go over that turf course we hope is listed as firm on Saturday. Brittany Erden, Nick Luck, Matt Bernier. You had a question.
I have a question for Matt Bernier with his fancy dancy.
Carry on.
Handy dandy.
Handy dandy machine. Right. How fast are they going to go here, Matt?
Well, I mean, really, that's the key to the race, because if they don't go all that fast out there and In Italian is able to waltz on the front like she was when we most recently saw her here at Keeneland, I think she's going to make them all pay. I guess, really, my question for you would be, what is Toy's role in this race? Because on form, I don't think she's good enough to win, but is she going to be forwardly placed to try to keep In Italian honest?
All right, let's explain this. Toy is trained by Aidan O'Brien. So is Tuesday. Tuesday would be his better hope. Same ownership also has Above the Curve. Above the Curve and Tuesday are both benefit from a very strong pace at this distance, which would be on the sharp side for both of them. So if you have Toy in there charging out front, spoiling the party for In Italian, and really ripping the race open, afternoon, just watering the track here, then I think that's what you're getting at, isn't it? That Toy compromises the chances of In Italian potentially and allows some of the other horses in European ownership into the race.
Which is the kind of key to the entire way this race is run. If nobody goes out there to keep In Italian honest, yes, she's stretching out in distance to really an unknown at a mile and 3/16. But if they let her just kind of lope along on the front, I don't think she's going to come back to the field. If she has a little bit of pace pressure early, whether it's Toy or someone else going to Vegas, I could see being forward, even in Lady Spitespear. If she has a little bit of company early, I think that could dramatically change the complexion and maybe set up for some horses rallying.
What about Moira, though? For you Schitt's Creek's fan, Moira Rose, obviously named for her, the Queen's Plate winner. She got disqualified last time out and was placed fourth. Can we put that Canadian form, hello again, strong within this group of Europeans and American runners?
He's just trolling us now, I tell you.
I was going to say, Britt, I can barely hear you over the water truck, but this is, to me, kind of the wild card, sort of the crazy idea that I have in this race is that the horses coming from that race in Canada are actually pretty good. Moira, I think she's just kind of a feel-good story. She's fantastic. She won the Queen's Plate, which is effectively the Canadian Kentucky Derby earlier this year, and she really acquitted herself pretty well on turf in that most recent start. But I think between the two, Rougier is actually the one that ran better, and I've had this sneaking suspicion for months now, going all the way back to the early spring. Rougier is a horse that when she has really firm ground beneath her, I mean like concrete firm, she doesn't do her best running. When you give her a little bit of give, that's really when she kicks in. She's not the biggest filly in the world, and she is owned by Sharp Connections, who brought her over here for a reason. She ran in the Filly and Mare Turf last year at Del Mar, much too firm. I know that we haven't had a great deal of rain here this week. I think there's a real chance that she appreciates this Keeneland turf course.
You're getting 12-1.
Hey, Matt, for half of your $7,500 bank,
yeah,
I'll pay off that water truck driver to divert onto the turf track.
If it takes half that, then no, I'll just let you guys wallow out there in the water.
All right, so we've got a 12-1 shot here. How do you see it? Who would be the top selection?
I quite like Moira, but Nashua's a very talented filly. She's a very, very talented filly. I think she will jump forward. If there isn't a complete burn-up in this race, then I think that is to her advantage, because I think she'll get into a rhythm just behind In Italian, and she might make her class tell. 5-2, though, is on the shy side for me, and I think as a betting proposition, I think I'd rather take a chance that Moira can outrun those double-figure odds.
Right, why not? I like Family Way, more on that, but you're going to have to watch the Saturday recap. She's 20-1.
Are you trying to tell us something?
Line. Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Just a little something. That's what you call a tease here in the business. Lots of directions that you can go. It is the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Turf presented by Maker's Mark, all of which you can wager on, whoever your top selection is. New FanDuel customers, bet the Breeders' Cup and get up to $100 back if your horse doesn't win. This is Betting the Breeders' Cup.